Hey y'all, it's Megan. Welcome back to the channel. We're glad y'all are here today. So, as a family that grows most of our own food, as our followers know, we're just going to kind of look back on 2023, see what our wins was, share with you maybe some hardships that we had in different aspects, and hopefully can all learn from, especially from those mistakes, and maybe talk a little about what's to come in 2024, what we hope to come anyway. But first, we're vacuum sealing bacon. This is our last run of this hog season. And the vacuum sealer can go back to its storage place. So, finally.
Where's the storage place?
Back yonder. So we're going to get this finished.
The vacuum packer is done.
For a while.
It gets a break now.
This is why we have a more expensive version now versus what we used to have.
We started out with the
Food saver, which now it lasted.
It was a good one, but we used it a little too much.
Yeah.
We were going through them, I don't know, maybe one unit every 3 years. So we were just talking about it, and just with our hogs alone, we've put up 164 packs of meat. Mm-hmm. Whether that be a pack of bacon like this, tenderloin, pork chops, hog jaw, country ham, everything that we've done so far has been 164 packs.
Yep.
So
let's not count everything we can. All the lard I made.
Oh, yeah.
So we got a lot of food out of these pigs.
Several meals come from them pigs. They sure did.
I'm thankful for them. I know that.
But we got a little something we want to show you before we get into talking here. We want to show it real quick. So
these pieces right here are what's, when your fingers start getting a little too close to the slicer, these are what you got left, the uneven ends. These right here work excellent in beans, pintos, green beans, whatever kind of beans I'm cooking. I'll throw me a chunk of this in there. That right there is too big, so we're going to cut it up into smaller chunks, and I just keep it in the refrigerator. I ain't had any trouble the last couple of years. That's just what I do. It don't mold. It don't do anything. I just keep on using it.
And it's still good. Mm-hmm. I guess the salt does its thing then.
I guess.
So, I want to show you a knife here that, if y'all guys watched the hog video that we just put out, you've seen the one boy standing up on the vat and he was waving. So he makes knives, and y'all have heard us mention him before in the video, but that's the guy that makes knives. He makes handmade knives, and actually, you know, he has an Etsy store.
Yeah. And he's a true blacksmith. Like, he doesn't do just knives. He does a lot of other stuff too that he has in his Etsy store. Like
candle holders, pot holders, all kinds of stuff.
But he also has a YouTube channel, and he's a good friend of ours. So y'all be sure to check him out. I'll link his YouTube channel and his Etsy store down below. But y'all check out these knives.
This one is a really nice knife, especially for like a kitchen knife, slicing knife.
I used it down there with the
hogs. We used it with our hogs. And y'all know we're a fan of old hickory knives and the Victorinox knives.
But this right here, I ain't never...
This is a nice knife.
I ain't never used a knife this sharp.
Hold it up close so they can see that handle, because that's what impresses me so much is the handle, the workmanship he put into the handle.
Yeah, that the handle is awesome, and it really didn't get slick. Like when we were cutting up the pork, I think it was the shape of it. It worked really good for that.
But he makes all kinds of knives. Like this is a little skinning knife he made. Now I haven't used it yet, but you know that's like for skinning a deer or whatever you may be skinning, and it just fits in the palm of your hand just right. And it is sharp.
So y'all please be sure, like I said, check out his YouTube channel. He does a lot of cool stuff on there.
And he's just getting started out with the YouTube, so he don't have a big collection of videos yet.
So,
but give him a little bit of encouragement to make some more.
That's right, because he does a lot of cool stuff. He lives a lifestyle a lot like ours, as do a lot of people around here. So I'm sure y'all enjoy what he's got to share. But these knives, I was telling him, this right here is one of the sharpest knives I've ever used.
And it held an edge well too.
For 4 hogs worth.
Yeah.
Like I didn't have, usually I'm having to sharpen in between each one. That's cutting up sausage meat, of course, but well, you can still see it's decently sharp right now.
You putting these in this bag?
Yeah. But we were impressed. We're always impressed with his work. We've known him for many years, and just wanted to share that with y'all. Yeah. So
just keep in mind they are handmade.
Yeah.
Every bit of it's handmade, one of a kind type deals, you know. And I'm sure if you don't see something on his Etsy store you might want, because I don't know how much stock he actually keeps in the store at all times. But if you were to get in contact with him and are looking for something special, I'm sure he can probably hook you up with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess into the topic of the actual video here, what are we going to talk about?
2023, I guess, first.
So we kind of recap on 2023. It's had its share of challenges, a lot that y'all never saw. It's been, you know, we hadn't shared a lot of our personal lives on YouTube, but we've had a few deaths in the family, and we even lost a dog that we had for, gosh, since before me and Megan got married, which we kind of saw that one coming. He was getting old.
He was like 18.
Yeah, but he'd been around for a long time, and but to say the least, 2023 had a lot of good things too. I'd say we had a lot of successes as far as gardening and growing everything that we've done and all that. Y'all know it was our first year of ever doing sorghum.
Mm-hmm.
And it turned out good, and I was a little worried about it. I was scared, and I was sort of at the point that if it didn't turn out good, I'm not sure I would have tried it again. Honestly.
I still think it was beginner's luck.
It probably was. It really probably was beginner's luck, because once we get a big batch of that stuff cooking, it's probably going to be harder to control the temperature on than what it was in that little pot.
But it's so good. We're still thoroughly enjoying it.
Yes, it is. So, with that, we're definitely doing it again next year. Or in 2024, we'll definitely be doing it. And hopefully have more of a permanent setup to process that stuff. If I can get all my ducks together and actually get some of these winter projects done that I want to get done. And I guess you could say we had a success with our corn that we've been growing.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that I'm sure if y'all...
that back there.
Huh?
Right there.
Yep, right there it is. That was some of the prettier ears. But that's the cross that we've been trying to work on our own. I think we've had it going on now for 2 years. So hopefully each year we do that, it'll just get better and better and better.
And it's a cross between Jimmy Red and Hickory King corn. If you missed those videos back in the summer, I'll be sure to post a link to all the videos that, you know, anything we have a video on that we talk about.
Right.
I'll be sure y'all look for the links.
And this year I'm looking to add some yellow corn to the mix as well. See how that goes. But I'd say just about everything we've done in the garden this year was a success, except for the sweet corn. But them darn coons.
It was because of the raccoons. It wasn't that it didn't grow good, but we really like the serendipity, so we'll definitely be planting that again this upcoming gardening season. The tomatoes rocked and rolled all season long. So
I guess the one biggest failure we had was those little Mexican bean beetles.
Yeah.
they kind of took a toll on us.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a little bit different with that next year or this year, but for the most part, all of our gardening stuff done good, and I don't see us changing up much of anything to what we've done as far as that goes. But that's going to sort of bring me into something else I want to say here.
Are we going to plant our sweet corn up here again this year?
I think we will have sweet corn up here, and we're going to have popcorn across the creek like we've done for every year except for last year. Except for
this year, yeah. This past year.
But, so something, I've always had this mindset that everything I do, I try to make it pay for itself. And that would be with anything. Anything I ever set out and do, I try to do extra so I can maybe sell some of it or something so it'll pay for itself. And it's always been a really good plan. But with all of our homestead stuff that we do, with all of our gardening, our everything that we do, you'll flat out kill yourself trying to sell enough to make it pay for itself. So I'm going to take a different approach on this stuff this year. We just, as we were doing all this and we were talking about it, packing this meat here, we just added up roughly how much money in bacon would have been laying here. And so I'm going to start looking at it like this. The money we saved by growing it ourselves makes it pay for itself. That makes sense, don't it? Mm-hmm. So in past, like you'll even see videos way back in the channel of how to make money on your homestead and all that. And that is fine. Like, those are great ways to make money because they all work. But if you're working jobs off of the farm and coming home and trying to grow enough that you can sell to the public and pay for everything.
And not do a farmer's market.
And not do a farmer's market and have to deal with people coming to your house like every day, buying stuff or whatever. It gets overwhelming. And it can take a toll on you, especially when you've got stuff you've got to get done. And so it's hard to set aside the time to do all that. And both of us really enjoyed selling stuff to local people around here. And I'd say we're probably still going to do that with our chickens and all, because they do turn out to be a little bit on the profitable side. So, and it's almost like,
I just like being here for the community, whether we make money or not. I
do too.
Yeah.
But in the end, if you ain't making no money,
I know
it ain't worth it. So I think we'll continue to do the chickens the way we do, and we'll still try to have a cow or two for sale on occasion. That really helps out because you get a good little chunk of money when you sell a half a cow or a whole cow or something. But I think that's one thing we're going to slack up on this coming up here is just we're going to grow enough for us and not for everybody else, I guess you would say.
The extras just, that can be for other people.
Yeah, if we have any extra out of after we get what we need, then we'll set it up like we done with the tomatoes this year and let the kids sell it or something like that, and so be it. One other thing that we're going to try to make a change, and my mind was made up. Now, this is more of a change for me. Not necessarily Megan, because she's already made this change in her life. But my goal in this upcoming year is to be able to cut back on my work away from here and focus more on working here at home. And it's going to be hard for me to do. And I've had a terrible time with employees this year trying to keep things rolling with my business. If y'all don't know, I have a landscaping business, and that's what I do for a living. Megan, she's a nurse. And
employee situation ain't no better.
I don't think it's good anywhere. And honestly, y'all, I've tried everything I can think of, and it all boils down to the simple fact that I just can't find the help to do it. The help that I can trust to do it. Let's put it that way. So, instead of hiring more people and trying to take the load off of me doing my business stuff, I'm thinking real hard that I'm going to cut back this year and do what I can do myself. Jacob's getting old enough now that he can help with me too. And try to be here and focus on growing things here versus growing things in my business.
We definitely want to have more meat chickens this year.
Yeah.
But that would be dependent on Andy being home more.
Yep. There's been years past where we've raised how many?
I did 200 by myself here before last.
You've done all 200 by yourself last year.
I don't want to do that no more.
This
I don't
year,
want to do that again.
And the reason she done them by herself was because I was always gone at work.
Well, and when our weekends, like, I wanted to save our weekends for, like, our time and not be fooling with them chickens. So I took it. Didn't nobody make me. I took it upon myself to.
Yeah, there were several times I would tell her, like, don't do that, let's just do them Saturday. No, I want to get them done during the week. And she did. I mean, she did it. But that was another thing. Like I said, it took a toll on her. So that's my main goal this whole year, is to be able to spend more time at home, whether that's just one extra day a week. Because right now I work Monday through Friday, except for this time of year, which in the wintertime, it's kind of like my off season, so my schedule is a lot more flexible. But for the most part, spring through fall, it's Monday through Friday, hard as we can go. Saturday and Sunday, I'm at home to do the stuff I've got to do, and then late in the evenings when I get home, we try to get done what we need to do. But my goal this year, my main goal, is to be at home at least one more day a week. So, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I would be at work, and Friday, Saturday, Sunday at home. And I kind of feel like, I'll be losing income that way, but at the same time, I'm gaining something that money can't buy. And that's time at home. Time with my family, time with the kids who ain't always going to be here. Kind of the way I look at it, I can work all I want to when they're gone. And, if I'm still able to, who knows, we may not even be able to by then. Who knows, we may not even be here by then. Mm-hmm. I mean, in all honesty, we don't know. But, so that's my main goal this year. I'd love to hear what y'all's goals are for 2024.
We like to hear what you'd like to see from us in 2024.
I'm glad you said that, because that was the main reason for this whole video, and I completely forgot about it. I didn't write it down on my notes here.
You didn't tell me that either.
I was wanting to tell y'all that. So, y'all, we've been blown away at the way our YouTube channel has grown this year. So if anybody don't know, you've been on, Megan started the channel, and it was solely Megan at the beginning. And it was how many years ago?
It's been like
4?
4.5 now. Mm-hmm.
So, been on here for 4 years.
Been like them since the middle of 2019.
And it was slow growing. It didn't grow. It didn't get views. We had the few people. I'm sure some of y'all are watching right now have probably been here from the beginning, because we've got some loyal ones that's probably commented on every single video that's ever been put out.
And we really we appreciate those and appreciate all y'all, but y'all ones that's hung around for the long run.
Yeah,
we see you.
I know we've got an extremely huge amount of new people this year. Mm-hmm. Started out really in the springtime, I guess.
That garden tour.
Right before that, I want you to know, Megan was about to give up on it. It got to the point where she was like, it's not worth it anymore.
I had a lot going on.
There was a lot going on this spring. It really was. Time. It was.
And so, I don't know, I got discouraged, and if it hadn't been for Andy, I ain't gonna lie, I probably would have hung it up. But
we had one video that done good, and that was the one before the garden tour. There was another video on there. I can't remember which one it was, and it done a lot better than normal. It still didn't get a lot of attention, but it done a lot better than normal. And I think that video, that video was put out right after the conversation we had of possibly quitting it, and I think it was just sort of like a sign to keep on and don't give up on it, because a few videos after that is when we done a garden tour video. Mm-hmm. And
that was the first big video I ever had.
That was the first.
Well, I say big, it ain't big compared to a lot of people's, but
it was big for us.
Big to me and us, yeah.
And that video, honestly, in reality, that wasn't even that great of a video because we had some issues with the microphones.
Yeah, it actually wasn't.
I mean, but there was a lot of people who subscribed off of that video. And we appreciate every one of you. If you're one of the ones watching who subscribed off that video, thank you so much.
That's right. And, you know, we really do live that way. Like Andy said, we just put up 160 some bags of pork. So we really... That's something I want people to know about us that may be new, is we really do. I mean, we didn't just start a YouTube channel and start farming like some of these folks you see out there. We've lived this life our whole lives, and you can guarantee if we tell you something, we have either tried it, or our mom and daddies has tried it, or...
we're never going to show you something unless we tell you.
Unless we tell you.
It's our first time doing it.
Yeah.
We're not going to try to show you how to do something unless we actually know how to do something.
Yeah, so I do want y'all to know that about us, that I think that kind of sets us apart from some.
Well, I'll say this. There's a lot of channels that I've watched throughout the last few years, and... it would sort of bother me because some of the stuff they would be telling, and I'm not saying they're right or they're wrong, but I wouldn't getting the vibe off of the fact that I didn't think they knew what they were talking about. And I'm not saying they were giving bad information. I'm just saying the vibe I got off of the way they were telling it and showing it and stuff.
You can tell.
Yeah. Well, it's almost like you can always, like the old saying goes, you can fool the fans, but you can't fool the players.
Yeah, there you go.
So, you know, there's a lot of stuff out there like that, and I'm not saying we're perfect.
No.
Don't take that it's the wrong way.
But if we mess up, we'll tell you, and we'll show you.
Absolutely.
That's how you learn.
I'm not going to put out a video telling you how to do something, and it be completely wrong, and then a few months later come back on here and tell you I was completely wrong about how to do something.
Well, it's just like the raccoon fence that's worked for us for years, and then we come back and we showed y'all the raccoon somehow.
Yep, that was the one time.
They figured it out this year.
The one time this year they figured out how to beat it.
Yeah.
But, anyways, like I said, we're not saying that to brag or nothing like that. That's not at all what we mean. I'm hoping... y'all understand what we're talking about here.
We started this YouTube channel. When I started it way back when, I love to teach people. And when I started it, I wanted to teach people like kind of more the old-fashioned ways of cooking and canning and stuff like that. Because a lot of people don't feel like do that a lot anymore. And then we kind of moved in to... I got Andy involved with us, and we started doing more of the gardening stuff, and then I try to still incorporate the cooking and the canning and just the old-fashioned lifestyle in general. And my main reason for doing all that was I just wanted to teach people, and I wanted to show people, and I wanted to encourage some of these older folks that may be discouraged about the younger generation that there's still a few of us out here. So maybe there's still a little bit of hope. Because I'm sure there's more young folks like us out there somewhere.
Well, I know there is. And there's a lot of people who don't know anything about it, but they want to learn.
That's right.
And that's the main thing.
That's right.
It's somebody who wants to learn. So another little history on the channel here. When it first started, it wasn't True Grit Appalachian Ways. It was True Grit
Southern Cooking and Canning.
Southern Cooking and Canning. That's why that's the name on the cookbook. Because that cookbook's been around... since about the beginning of the channel, I think.
3 years.
It originally started out as a Facebook page, didn't it? Or did you create the Facebook page after?
It was the same time.
It was around the same time? But, so yeah, it was True Grit, Southern Cooking and Canning. And...
I love John Wayne. That's where True Grit came from. And I think some people think of that as like grits you eat. That's not what that is. If you don't understand what having true grit means, then...
means you're determined. Yeah.
So, that's what inspired the name. And plus, I love that movie, so...
And then, you know, when she changed the name of the channel is when we started showing a lot of the stuff outside of the kitchen. We decided it might be good for the channel to do that other stuff as well.
A little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. And like at one time I had a YouTube channel. She was doing the cooking stuff in here, and I was showing more of the outside type work on my channel. But we had some issues with my channel, and we just never could get things squared away on it right. And that's another time when we decided to just go ahead.
Just so you know, you can't talk to a person at Google.
Yeah, Google has no customer service at all unless you want to talk to some kind of AI.
Yeah,
you can't talk to a person.
We had a time with his YouTube channel, and that's why he just kind of...
It's still there.
Yeah.
The videos are still there. The name of it's Lawson Lawn and Farm, and if you ever see me comment on a video, if you see Lawson Lawn and Farm, that's me commenting.
Yeah, but we just... Like he says, a lot of issues with it, so we just decided to combine it all together, and we felt like Appalachian Ways fit it, and
another little backstory on that. We are technically in the Appalachian Mountains, but we're more or less in the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains. Mm-hmm. So I don't want everybody to think that like we're deep in the heart of the mountains, because we're right on the edge of them.
Nope. But we do have our own mountain, though.
Yeah, we have our own mountain range here in Stokes County.
Yep. But we're right on the edge of Appalachia, but we are in a very rural part of North Carolina that I think that's why those Appalachian Ways are still in this area, because we are secluded by this mountain range on both sides of us, but one that is right here in Stokes County. And these people that were up here, you know, my daddy and his daddy was still farming with a horse in the 70s here because they didn't have tractors. And so these people here, they were very secluded for a long time. Mm-hmm. And I think that's why those old ways still...
Daddy and them didn't have power running water. When he said he can remember being out...
My daddy didn't either.
And taking a bath in a wash tub in the yard.
Yep.
Which is kind of crazy, because that was just... He was born in 60 or 62?
My daddy was born in 62, I think.
So my dad was born in 60, wasn't
Yeah.
He? Yeah, so 1960 and 62, at this time, they didn't have power up here. Or running water. Anything like that.
No, so that just puts it in a little perspective for you. So, so I do feel like our little corner of Appalachia may be different than maybe deep in the heart of the mountains, but it's still, those old ways are still...
Yeah, they spread it throughout rural America, really.
Yeah.
But if you ever look at a map of Appalachia, like...
We're the last county.
We're the very last county that's considered to be part of the Appalachian Mountains. It like comes out to us, and that's where it cuts off. Because once you get into the heart of Appalachia, like cultural things are a little different than what they are here.
People talk a little different than what we do.
You get a little bit of different accent. You get a little bit of different words used. But that's just rural America all over the place. Every little rural town, they've got their own set of words, their own accent, their own everything.
Yeah.
But anyways, I guess we can't express enough at just how much y'all have helped us out and grow this channel, and honestly helped us out, because there's a lot of things that may not get done around here if it wasn't for the encouragement of the YouTube channel.
And we've learned a lot from different folks' comments and different things like that. I feel like, little tips sometimes people give us.
And we've met some awesome people because of it. Y'all saw when Perry Hill Farms come up here. If it wasn't for the YouTube channel, we'd have never met them.
Yep.
So we now have friends forever that we would have never had.
And, a lot of y'all that, like we said a while ago, that comment on all the videos, like, I recognize your name and I see you.
And
like
we read every single comment.
Yep.
And even though we might not reply to every single comment, just understand that we get a lot more comments nowadays than what we did just 10 months ago. Mm-hmm. And so sometimes with life, it's just, we just don't have the time to answer every single comment. But please know that we read every single one.
Yep.
And if we don't answer it and you actually ask a question, I'm sorry. I hate that we didn't get to it. And I usually, if I'm the one answering and Megan too, if somebody actually asks a question, we try to answer that. But most of them, we do read them.
Yes.
But we just can't say enough how much we appreciate everybody's support here. And at this point, we're both pretty enthusiastic about it. I hope it continues to grow.
And we're going to try to do our best by y'all. And, You know, the biggest thing get people ask sometimes, like, wanting to send us stuff or wanting to, and we appreciate all of that. Just, we really appreciate that. But I'm going to tell y'all what y'all can do to help us out the most is to watch more videos, catch up on videos you hadn't seen, and share it with your friends. If you enjoy it, if it's something you think can help somebody, share it with your friends. That helps us out more than you know.
And the more we get into it, the more we've learned too that, you know, if you really do like watching our videos and you want to know when a new one comes out, make sure you hit the little bell icon and you'll get notified when a video actually comes out. Because otherwise, if you don't have the bell icon lit up, you may not get notified. And so you may not know when a new one comes out.
Right.
And
we try to stay consistent, but again,
sometimes life happens.
Sometimes, yeah, with work schedules and things like that, it just, sometimes it's not always as consistent as it should be.
Yep. So throughout the winter here, if we can keep it going, we'll be consistent all the way through until springtime, and y'all know what happens in the springtime. And we'll be back at it wide open.
Smell that fresh dirt now.
Honestly, I'm ready for it. I'm excited. I really hope we get a good snow here this year.
You know what I'm ready for?
What?
A tomato.
A tomato? You were burnt out on them. You want another one?
Yeah, I'm ready for them now. I had a break. Now I'm ready.
But I am. I've already been thinking about gardening. I'm thinking about just all the stuff. I can't wait to see the grass growing again in the pastures and everything greening up. I'm just excited about it. But I still feel like we've still got a long, cold winter ahead of us.
Oh, yeah.
We still got January and February.
I got 2 youngins that's hoping and praying it's going to snow because we ain't had a good snow here in 5 years.
Since 2018.
Yep.
Yep.
So, 6 years. Be 6 years.
Yep, that's 6 years.
So, I got 2 youngins that's really, really hoping and praying it's going to snow. And I mean, now that I don't work full time, I mean, I don't care if it snows.
Hey, now that I don't really technically have any snow removal to do,
yeah,
I hope it snows too.
Yep, let it snow. Because it used to be when I'd work full time, it only snowed when I had to work, and here I'd have to get Andy up at 4 o'clock in the morning to drive me 2 hours away. It took 2 hours in the snow to get me to work, and then have to come back and get me because there ain't much that gives me anxiety.
But she don't like driving
in the snow. Tears me all to pieces. So, I am thankful that I don't have to do that anymore.
That's right.
Now I can just say I ain't going.
That's right. But, anyways, y'all, I'm sorry. We've probably got a little long-winded here. If you're still sticking around at this point, we appreciate it.
Yep.
And
we wish you all a happy and blessed 2024.
And, hopefully, y'all get to see some good things coming on the channel in 2024. Who knows where it may go, because at this time last year, we honestly would have never expected that we would be at almost 17,000 subscribers and counting. Because it just keeps going up. And it's just, I don't know if you can tell or not, but it's mind-blowing. Even now, like, it's mind-blowing to know that you've got people, like, when you comment and people are excited that you put out a new video, that's just...
And it just makes our day.
It makes our day, but I just can't wrap my head around somebody actually wanting to watch us. Because we're just normal people.
Yes, we are, yeah.
And I mean, it's mind-blowing. It really is. But like I said, y'all give Aaron a check. Check him out on his channel.
And I will link those down below.
And, you know, like I said, he's just getting started out, so hopefully there's a lot of good stuff to come on his YouTube channel, because he's like us. He works a full-time job. He's got a lot going on, and, you know, making these videos is very time-consuming. So, you know, give him a little support. Go over there and
give him some encouragement.
Yeah, give him some encouragement to keep on with it. And I guess we'll catch y'all on the next one.
Yep, y'all be sure to be looking for the next video about country ham.
Absolutely.
So don't miss that one.
Make sure you're eating your hog jaw, your greens, and your black-eyed peas.
And your cornbread.
That's right. And until then, I hope everybody has a wonderful 2024. I hope you had a good 2023. And hopefully, who knows what's to come.
Anyways, guys, y'all have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you on the next one.
Have a good one, y'all.